Brazil. Drivers here will be tackling this 190-mile round trip through 71 laps of this iconic circuit.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome to SAFRL Tier 2 on a Wednesday night. Welcome to SAFRL. And this time with a different set of drivers. Obviously, we had this race on Monday night with Tier 1. Some of those guys would have been on the stream in the comment section getting some hints for strategies and so on. Do have a unfamiliar scenario where 4 drivers will have quali bans for this session, so 4 drivers will not come out of the pits and they will retire from the session. Not entirely sure what order they're going to put them in. Somebody's going to start 15th, somebody's going to start 12th. Already a few drivers out on track. Maggot, Pantry Star and Loki. Evening Skull. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Tier 2. You haven't missed much. Disqualified from the session. Loki disqualified from the session. I didn't see the entire message, but I'm pretty sure it said something about being parked. So Loki gets disqualified, which means since it's a disqualification, he will actually finish below all the drivers with quali bans. Being disqualified is worse than not setting a lap. So Loki's gonna have to come through. Loki also, there we go. Thanks Loki, just Loki confirming he was also one of the drivers with a quali ban. I was just confused as to why it was a DSQ. Spike's also one of the drivers with the quali ban. Tylee Boy, you can see them grayed out on your screen. So this will be an 11 driver shootout for pole position. We'll start seeing those first lap times coming through shortly. Obviously quite a short racetrack. I think we could see close lap times around here. Maggot goes over the line to set the first lap of the evening. It's a 1:16 flat. Who will be the next man over the line now? I believe it's an Aston Martin, is it? Here we go, Pantry Star getting as close to the wall as he can, goes over the line. It's good enough for provisional pole, 109.2. And we're getting into the quicker stuff. Speaking of the quicker stuff, first man into the 108s. Ace of Pace, 108.9. Scraping in there. Evening to Death Queen. Loki predicting a last to podium. Why not last to the lead? If you watched the race on Monday night, you'll know that a late safety car can seriously mess up that order. Had a few guys going over the time now. 108.9 still the best lap time. Ace of Pace, Pantry Star 109.2, difference of 3/10. Then Andre almost no difference with Pantry Star, just 600ths of a second. He's in 3rd place. And then Morgan 109.3 in 4th place. Those 4 drivers very close together, split by 4/10. Rockwell a little further back. 1010 flat in P5. There is the only Ferrari tonight. It's Gozzi. Getting terrible camera angles today. There we go. Gozzi about to go over the line. Maggot goes over the line, improves, goes 108.8. Alpha Tauri 1-2, and Gozzi goes up into P7 111.8. Then we go straight to Welsh, who's in the Aston Martin. He's going to go over the line, and that's P2 108.8. Split by 1,000th. 1,000th away from pole position. You can't get any closer than that unless the guys start setting identical lap times. Maggot 108.07, Welsh 108.08. 1,000th of a second covers your front row. Yeah, I believe Mr. M's power did go off. He said something like that in Discord moments ago, so hopefully we'll see him rejoin before the start of the race. Let's look at that front row, folks. 807, 808. Looks like there's so many cars yet to set lap times, but I have to keep on reminding myself, a whole handful of those cars, they're not going to set lap times. Well then, Loki, you should be on the racetrack. Bad time to get a penalty. Maggot. The commentator's curse whenever I ride on board. Not sure what happens. Kratos, Mr. Rem, Apmagozi, all in the pits. Walsh in the pits, Rockwell back in the pits, Pantry Star and Morgan on outlaps. In fact, Morgan has started his fast lap. It's into turn 1. Then hits the first DRS zone. It's all about the exit of that sequence of corners so you can get the best run on this straight. Track that hasn't changed much in character for decades. Still very much the exact same layout. Ayrton Senna 1 on. Interlagos, also one of the oldest circuits in the world. Built in 1938. Was Brazil's second ever track. Brazil's first track was a 11.9 kilometer circuit in Rio de Janeiro, and that track was quickly scrapped for safety reasons and replaced with this one. Pace of pace 108.5. Andre 108.7, Maggot 108.8, Welsh 108.8. These times are ridiculous. Ruckwer 108.9. That's right, now with the Aston Martin Pantry Star 109.2 currently his best. Such a big difference really between the first runs and the second runs. Thought you were in a good position after your first lap. Well, you've slipped down the order now. One thing these drivers can have as a peace of mind is even if they have a terrible qualifying session, there's going to be a lot of cars still starting behind them. Yeah, you know, Loki, if you're going to get a quali ban, you know, do it for like Do it for a track you hate. I don't know how you feel about Monaco, but whatever track you hate, yeah, keep it for that one. Into the pits comes Pantry Star. Kratos going over the line to start his first lap time of the evening. He's gonna have to get himself at least a 109.3. Look at that, P7, P8, both 109.3s, very close. And soon we'll see what sort of pace Kratos has on offer. One of two Red Bull drivers, his teammate makes up one of the drivers that are not able to qualify tonight. So he needs to fly the flag for Red Bull. We'll see the RB20 will be launched tomorrow. Kratos now over the line. You want to hug that inside as much as possible, but not take too much. He goes P9. This is Mr. M having power issues earlier on in qualifying. Luckily for him, there's still 6 minutes in the session. Very short racetrack, easy to get around here real quick. Can do multiple runs. So if you come into the session late, that 6 minutes is going to get you a lot more track time than at a track like Spa. 7 kilometers versus 3.3. Mr. M over the line, just ahead of his teammate, 108.6, good enough for P3, all McLaren, second row. And here comes Andre, his teammate, right behind him. And he does not improve, so they remain Mr. M P3, Andre P4, 108.6 and a 108.7. Tenth of a second covers the teammates. This is the current provisional pole sitter, 108.4, ace of pace 108.5, Mr. M 108.6. So this is far from decided, folks. Very far from decided. I'm sure there's one of, I'm sure Loki's sitting there watching the race. He wants to be in there. These are closer to the times you predicted earlier. Mr. M and his teammate will be peeling off into the pits, as does Maggot, current best 108.8, P5. Pantry Stars, current best a 109.2. When he went over the line and set that lap, it was a very decent lap, but since then it's been demoted all the way to P7. So he needs an improvement himself, and we'll find out shortly if there is one and how much there is. There we go, over the line, he improves up to P6, goes into the 108s himself, just ahead of the Haas. But he's still about, well, he's half a second off pole. Top 5 drivers all in the pits. Pantry Star on an in-lap. Can ride with Morgan. Current best a 109.2 in P8. The only Williams in this qualifying session. His teammate has also retired from the session as to that ban. Morgan just trying to negotiate the Interlagos circuit. Just a little bit of a jump there. Don't know if you saw that. Hopefully that gets cleared up. There we go, again. Thought he was going to go for a lap. Seems like everyone is in the pits with 2.5 minutes remaining. We're going to have a very busy racetrack. Things could get messy here on the final run. I think too many drivers just left it late. Like I say, short racetrack, so guys are going to be quite confident they can have another run. Maybe one or two will stay in the pits and think of that extra set of tyres. Ace of Pace, one of the, I believe he is the first of those top runners to start his final fast run. Currently 108.5, just a tenth of a second. More like 700s, not even a tenth. Time's extremely close at the front. I see Magozi is still in the pits. Not quite sure why that is. Maybe it's a I don't know, maybe Loki can fill us in. Maybe it's a top secret Mercedes, you know, start from the back of the field, and I don't know what the plan is. Ace of Pace coming into the pits. That lap did not work out. Welsh going very slowly on an out lap. There we go, he had some cars coming up behind him. He's just trying to make some space on the track. Doesn't want to run into traffic on his fast lap. Doesn't want to run into trouble. And there we go now. Basically stopping on the circuit. Is that for his teammate to go past? There goes his teammate. And off he goes. Feels like he's got enough space. Important thing when you do that is you need to keep those wheels rolling, because if you do stop, there's a very good chance of disqualification. I would say when it comes to Brazil, it's one of the circuits you would probably want to start from the back. Of course you want to start in the front, but you'd rather want to start in the back than the midfield. When you consider the sequence of turn 1, 2 and 3, it's just really tight. Guys see an opportunity, sometimes 2, 3 wide, and things don't end well. Welsh is having his final attempt, currently a 108.4, Maggot a 108.3, and your provisional pulse at a 108.3 as well. I think, yeah, he's slowed down, he's done. Let's ride with Maggot. AlphaTauri, they've had a good season so far. I think he backed off. Yeah. So let's go to Welsh. As soon as I tune into a driver, they back off. Welsh over the line late in the session, 108.1. And is there anyone on circuit? I don't think there is anyone on circuit. Where is Mr. M? He's going slowly. There's no one else out on circuit. The checkered flag has fallen for everyone. And that means Welsh, right at the end, 108.1. Very nice lap time. Awfully close to the 107s. And of course you've got to remember that some of those drivers with quali bands starting at the back of the field, they're incredibly quick drivers, so they're going to be coming through this field. So expect some very interesting midfield action. There are your official results. Welsh takes pole position with a 108.1, very close to the 107s. Then Mr. M P2, Maggot P3, Ace of Pace P4, Then we have Andre in P5, Pantry Star P6, Rukwa P7, Morgan P8, Gotzi P9, and Kratos, the final driver to set a lap time, P10. Then I assume this is the order they will be starting in. Tylee Boy 11, Top Gun 12, Spikes 13, Apmagozi 14, and True Loki, as I thought, will start from the very back as a result of the DSQ. There we go, welcome back. So we're looking at a black screen, but when the images do come back, we'll be looking at an empty pit lane as the guys begin their deciding on their strategies. Are you going to risk it? Are you going to underfuel in anticipation of safety cars? What if we don't get safety cars? Seems like this is taking a little longer than usual. Lobbie's just taking a little longer than usual. I'll be back in a few seconds. Just look, apologies from our side, but looks like from the qualifying results to the race start, the game has got lost somewhere. But you can stay with the stream. I'm not quite sure what they will do next. Maybe the lobby will start up in a few moments, but whatever the case may be, if they have to create a new one or whatever the case may be, the stream will stay live. So you can stay with the stream, and as soon as the race is live, we'll have it here for you. I'll be back in a couple of seconds. I can't talk to a black screen. Is anybody in the comment section able to tell me, is the lobby working on their side? Or is this a problem on my side? I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm just gonna try and get this stream up again. Sorry about that.